Blood was on the ground. That was the first thing Jade saw, red and wet against the dry brown dirt, and his whole body went cold. He jumped off Dusty before the horse even stopped moving. His boots hit the ground hard. He did not think, he just ran. "Papa, wait," Sarah Mee called out, but he was already gone, pushing through the bushes by the creek. Then he stopped, his breath caught in his throat. A woman lay there, still as death. Her dress was torn, her face was swollen and dark with bruises. Flies buzzed near her arm. Jade did something strange then, something nobody expected from a big, rough cowboy. He got down on his knees in the dirt, right next to her, and he took off his hat, slow and careful, like he was in church. Then he leaned close and pressed his ear right against her chest, listening hard, his eyes shut tight. Sarah Mee ran up behind him, small and scared. She saw her papa kneeling there with his hat off, and she froze. She had never seen him do that before, not once. "Papa, what are you doing?" Jade did not answer. His whole body was still, listening. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3. Then his eyes snapped open. "She's breathing," he whispered. "She's alive." He moved fast now. He tore off his own jacket and wrapped it around the woman like she was made of glass. He did not care about the blood getting on his shirt. He did not care about anything except getting her breathing steady. "Sarah Mee, listen to me close," he said, his voice shaking but strong. "I need you brave right now, braver than you've ever been." Sarah Mee wiped her tears with her small dirty hand. "I can be brave, Papa." Jade lifted the woman up in his arms. She weighed almost nothing. The sun was sinking fast behind the hills. Dark was coming. And somewhere far off, hidden in the shadows, someone was still watching. The fire popped loud in the dark room. Jade jumped a little in his chair. His hand went straight to his rifle, resting close by his leg. Nothing, just the fire. He let out a slow breath and looked back at the bed. The woman lay still under the blankets, her chest moving up and down, alive, still alive. That was good, but she had not woken up once, not in 2 whole days. Sarah Mee sat on the floor by the bed, wrapped in an old quilt. She should have been asleep hours ago, but she would not leave. "Papa, will she ever wake up?" "I don't know, sweet pea." "What if she doesn't got a name no more? What if the bad thing took it away?" Jade did not have an answer for that. He just reached over and touched the woman's cold hand, gentle, like touching a bird's wing. Then her fingers moved. Jade froze. Sarah Mee froze too, her eyes wide as moons. The woman's eyelids fluttered, then opened wide, wild with fear. She sat up fast, gasping like she was pulling herself out of deep water. "No, get away, don't touch me." "Whoa, whoa, easy now," Jade said, holding both hands up slow, showing her he meant no harm. "You're safe. Ain't nobody here but me and my girl." The woman looked around the room, breathing hard. Her eyes landed on Sarah Mee, small and scared in her blanket. Something in the woman's face softened just a little. Where am I?" "My home, you were hurt bad. We found you on the trail." The woman touched her own bruised face and winced. "What's your name, ma'am?" Jade asked soft. She opened her mouth, then closed it again. Fear filled her eyes. "I can't say, please. If you know my name, you'll be in danger too." Jade's stomach turned cold. So somebody did this on purpose. And that somebody was still out there. Flower dust hung in the air like fog. Clara laughed, a real laugh, the first Sarah Mee had ever heard from her, as the little girl smeared dough across her own nose by accident. Then the sound came, far off but growing. Horses, many horses, riding fast. Clara's laugh died in her throat. Her hands went still in the dough. Sarah Mee looked up, confused, and saw her face had gone white as milk. "Miss Clara." Clara did not answer. She moved to the window slow, like her legs did not want to carry her there. She looked out, and she began to shake all over like a leaf caught in wind. "No, no, 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 they found me." 3 riders came up the road, dust rising behind them. One man rode in front, a scar cutting down his cheek like lightning frozen in skin. His eyes were flat and cold. Clara grabbed Sarah Mee's shoulders, hard and fast. "Listen to me. You go hide in that cellar right now. Don't come out no matter what you hear, you promise me." "But I don't want to leave you." "Promise me." Tears filled Sarah Mee's eyes, but she nodded. She ran, small feet slapping the floor, and dropped down into the dark cellar. The door shut above her. Outside, the scarred man got off his horse slow, like a wolf that already knew it had won. "Clara, I know you're in there." His voice was rough as gravel. "You made a mistake running, girl." Then Boots came running from the fields. Jade. He had heard the horses too, and now he stood between his house and the strangers, rifle raised, jaw set hard. "Get off my land." The scarred man smiled, slow and mean. "That woman inside belongs to me, Cowboy. She's my wife. She ain't nobody's property." Down in the cellar, Sarah Mee pressed her ear to the wooden boards above her. Her whole small body trembled in the dark. She heard shouting, boots shuffling, and then the coldest sound of all. A gun being cocked. The wind stopped, just stopped, like the whole world was holding its breath. Jade stood tall, rifle steady, even though his heart hammered like galloping hooves inside his chest. Behind him, through the window glass, he could see Clara's pale, frightened face. "Last chance," Jade said low and slow. "Get off my land." The scarred man, Silas, tilted his head and studied Jade close like he was seeing something he did not expect. Not fear, something harder than fear. "You'd die for a woman you don't even know." Jade did not blink. "I know she's a person, not property. I know what kind of man beats a woman half to death and leaves her in the dirt, and my little girl is watching right now to see what kind of man I am." For one long second, nobody moved. Even the birds went silent. Then Silas's hand shot toward his gun. Jade was faster. A shot cracked across the hills, loud as thunder splitting open the sky. Silas dropped backward off his horse, grabbing his arm, howling in shock more than pain. He never thought this quiet rancher would truly pull the trigger. The other two men threw their hands up high. They had not signed on to die today. "Take him and go," Jade said, rifle still raised. "Tell every man in this territory Clara is under my protection now." The riders scooped up their bleeding leader and rode off fast, dust chasing behind them until the hills swallowed them whole. Only then did Jade's shaking hands lower the rifle. "Papa!" Sarah Mee came running from the cellar and threw herself into his arms. He held her tight, tighter than he ever had before. Clara stepped outside slowly, tears on her bruised face, but different tears now, not fear, relief. "You didn't have to do that," she whispered. "Where I come from," Jade said softly, "we don't hand good people to bad men." Sarah Mee looked up at Clara, smiling through her tears. "You're safe now. My papa always keeps his promises." And under the wide golden sky, three strangers became something new. A family.